Guys, it is once again going to be story time with the Whale Gang this evening. Please enjoy Artificial Dinner Theater. Oh, that's a nice graphic. That was pretty loud.
Beautiful.
It was pretty loud, but I
Quite
liked
loud.
it. It was very loud, but I liked it a lot.
Whale Gang, you guys ready to write a bestseller?
Hell yes, man.
We're gonna start it tonight.
We're going to start it right now. And what we're looking at is what everybody is fucking cursed with out there. If you try to write anything, and that is a blank page. Now, guys, I'm going to go to you in the Whale Gang and ask you what it is you want to write a story about.
Ooh, perhaps we should put it to a poll.
Oh, that might tell. I'm just gonna read them. I'm gonna pick them out of chat as they happen.
All right,
we want it to be fast and loose.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That's right, man. That's right. Jack T. River says I'm cursed with an ex-wife. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna take that, man. That's what it's gonna be. Let's start with it. Okay, here we go. Let me give me a cursor. There it is. He was cursed.
Yes.
With an ex-wife.
Let's see what we get,
okay, let's see what we get. Okay. I think it might have been... All right, let me do just a couple of them and see what it does.
Bang.
And then we'll read it here.
Bang.
Yeah.
Bang.
I think it might have been
the longest ones each time. I think that's the way to do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I think it might have been because that would have made her worse, or because she was in prison for the rest of her life. I guess her story makes a lot more sense than her. I think we all know her.
Right.
She was the first person to die in this movie, and she was a kind, a loving, caring, and gentle soul who reaped the benefits of that man's hard work.
Right.
Okay, now that's a hell of a paragraph.
Good start. We got a good
now that's
start
a hell
to
of
this
a paragraph,
story, baby.
Man. I like it.
I think we all know her.
Well, we do know her, and she died first in the movie.
Line.
Okay, so, but wait, she can't be immediately dead right at first.
No.
She was still alive at the beginning of the movie. Okay. I remember thinking, who am I? who is I? What is this?
Who is that?
But she didn't care.
She didn't care, of course.
I didn't care either. I was like, fuck it, man. She was just going to make the damn movie. And I just thought, what do I have to do with this? And then I paid my child support because what could I do?
Wait. Now it started with he was cursed with an ex-wife.
Well, and I think in the second paragraph, it's moving into first person because it says, I remember thinking, who am I? Who is I?
I mean, like I said, this is straight up bestseller territory.
This is Oscar-worthy right here, man. The next great American screenplay, dude, right here.
Big time.
Because what could I do? Oh, and then let me tip it off real here. The federal government, and I capitalized it, makes sure I don't miss a buck.
Right.
They want their 20%.
20%.
Bam. Okay.
Now we need something for the next paragraph here, G.
Now let's see what the computer thinks. It makes no difference if you go to school.
And then
and then you have to pay the money back. If you go to school and have to pay the money back, then who cares?
It makes no difference.
You could have been earning that whole time, man. You know? Jesus. I think hold on. I think the federal government does a better job of doing nothing than it does of doing something.
All too well.
Yeah, there we go. I was very fortunate to have someone like hers. Period.
I agree.
Yeah, I think I'm losing the plot. You know, we're getting off into exposition about the government here. You know?
Right.
Thunder Student is correct. I was fortunate to know someone like hers. She was her own mother.
Right.
But no one else knew. Thank you, Thunder Student.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Bam. She didn't get... Oh, wait. I had this experience. I was also my own mother.
Oh, right. Of course.
In fact, there we go. I I was also my own mother due to a time travel experiment gone wrong 3 weeks from now.
Experimentin'.
It's a mountain of experiments.
Of course.
Experiment. Double the pleasure, double the fun. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. I don't know. What do y'all want? Do you want, I couldn't have imagined the day. I'm so fortunate to have someone like, or but I could only imagine the same way.
But I could only imagine
the same way we all could feel and experience her.
What?
We all know that she was born the day her parents died.
Damn.
You know, I'm sorry for all the times I yanked your
I'm
ears.
sorry for all the times I yanked your ears.
God damn, I can't type. It's too far away from me. The times I yanked your ears. And then in quotes, all the times you yanked my ears.
What's it gonna say to that?
She said, comma, looking in the mirror. She's yanking her own ears.
Right.
Something's wrong with this lady.
I think so, dude.
So the man who did the job got the divorce, has to pay child support to a woman who yanks her own ears because her parents are dead.
Yeah, but Amara brings up a good point. If she's her own mother, she's also dead?
Well, she's also talking to herself in the mirror, so I don't know that all the information we're getting from her is totally accurate.
Well, we do also know she was the first person to die in this movie.
It was hard to tell if she was dead yet or not, since her parents were dead. And then let's predict. What is it gonna do? But there was a big change. All right, there's the midpoint twist.
Ooh, that's a cliffhanger right
All right,
there.
there's the twist. Right now, that's the end of the first act. Now's the inciting incident that forces her to go into a new environment. We just wrote the whole first act of a movie. I'll drink to that.
Nicely done, Whale Gang.
Nicely done out there.
I love it.
Okay. What was the big change? Let's pull it from the chat. What was the big change that happened to the lady who was her own mother, even though her mother was dead, who was making the dude pay child? It's got to be the guy, right? The big change is that the guy has to find some legal loophole that's no longer financing her plots of world destruction or something.
Maybe.
It's hard to say. Time travel is confusing. Add in a game of grab ass. She found the whale. Amara 666 says the guy is her son. Oh, this is about to turn into some fucking. It's too much. It's too much. Alamo said there was a big change. Not that she used to be a man. Suddenly, she decided she wanted to be a man.
Oh, that's a change.
She had always felt like a man trapped in a woman's body. Woman's body.
A woman's body.
Yep. Woman's body. And now was the time to predict. Now was the time to let her out of the way. She felt like an absolute nightmare.
Right.
You know, she said, standing at the front door. Hey.
It was my own mother. Oh.
Oh, wait, what?
It said it was my own mother.
You know. Oh, shit, it changed them.
Damn.
It was impossible for her to stand, but when she saw her parents, it was a relief to see that she was not alone. As she saw them as victims.
Right, because they're dead.
Right. Because...
Victims of murder.
Because they were dead, murdered by the man who was paying her child support.
Wow, that's a twist. You're just Shyamalan us all.
I Shyamalan the whole fucking thing, man. Okay, but now where do we go, right? She found out... Wait, what did she find out? Suddenly, she decided she wanted to be a man. She had always felt like a man trapped in a woman's body, and now it's time to let her out of the way. She felt like an absolute nightmare. You know, she said, standing at the front door.
That's my favorite part right there.
It was impossible for her to stand. But when she saw her parents, it was a relief to see that she was not alone, as she saw them as victims. because they were dead, murdered by the man who was paying the child support.
Wow, I am riveted.
Right?
You know?
That man, by the way, all right, and then let's predict, couldn't stand either, so she decided to stay away instead of being put behind bars.
Because she would have killed him.
You just got killed, she said.
See?
Oh, please
I'm telling you.
Please be looking in the mirror next. You want to get in the back of her mind? She is talking to herself.
You're
knew
missing mom one. There was
she
another mom
would
one in there.
Die first. Her mother wanted it that way, which also was her, which also was her.
Of course.
Yeah, right. There we go. Predict. But there was so much she wanted to do.
Right. Two.
I tried. Is it being narrated by the guy that's paying the
You
child
gotta keep
support?
looking at some of the. There was one about parents that would have fit in with the
What?
story.
I'm just taking the first one. My
I
bad.
know, you gotta look at them. Okay.
She needed her family to care for her mother,
Which again was also her.
which again was also her. But her parents were dying.
Right. Of course.
As was she, since she
she-
dies first in this movie.
And was also her parents.
The federal government said so.
And were also her parents?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, what happened to the? I thought the guy that was paying the child support was going to be the hero of the story.
I don't know, man. He apparently killed the parents who
Wait,
are also her. He was a murderer, it says.
That's true. Okay, so let's move on. Let's call that the midpoint. Now that she was dead,
Right.
he predict had a few questions. What was his name? And the date of his death. And what did he make of it? He had a number of tattoos. And wait, friends. Wait, what?
What the hell?
Number of friends. He had an aunt, had a brother,
God, he had a whole.
and all that he was, and his older sister.
This guy's got a lot of family.
This guy was clearly Italian.
You son of a bitch.
And he had multiple illegitimate children with women who killed their own mothers, who were also themselves.
Right.
Okay, let's get into the third act. Oh, wait, this isn't Heroes Dark. Who's the hero?
There's really not been a hero so far.
Okay, all right, then let's do it. Here we go. Oh, wait, it didn't give me a cursor. There we go.
is.
Someone had to do something.
Right.
Predict. We could do it. What kind of thing was he planning on doing? To be someone like, doing to someone like him.
What kind of thing was he planning on doing to someone like him?
Right. Let me look in the
good.
chat. Enter Batman, played by Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Predict. And he'd be here every weekend
Of course.
on his way to his parents
With his parents. Yeah, of
who
course.
was also
Himself, of
Ryan.
course.
Oh, here we go. The woman
The Wamna.
who wanted to be a man was, in fact, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
Hey.
the Bat Reynolds.
Ryan, quote, the Batman Reynolds, who
Was also
was also his own mother. No, that's the woman.
right.
But the woman is him.
But he was also his parents. I don't know. What does the AI have to say?
Been ripping. Hopefully, it's ripping off the federal government. Predict who had been ripping off his mother's son.
His
That's your uncle.
mother's son. Yeah, that's his uncle.
That's your uncle, right? Wait, he had been ripping off his mother's son, who had been paying Ryan Reynolds Child support.
Child support.
Child support this whole time.
Right.
Damn.
Batman.
I'll give it a Ron Simmons. So wait a minute. That means that this lady was married to...
Batman
no,
Reynolds.
wait. She... Okay, the lady
And they
was
stole
married
from
to
his uncle?
No, the lady was married to her uncle because
She was
he's
married
paying the
to
child support.
Ryan Batman's uncle.
Well, she wasn't Ryan the Batman Reynolds yet.
He is her? And also her parents, and also his parents.
No, it's not. I mean, mostly, but it's not also.
But not his mother's son.
That was his uncle.
Right.
Clearly.
I'm following.
Right. Okay, so this lady who killed her own mother, which was herself, after she went back in time, or maybe forward in time, we don't know.
Isn't that suicide?
Not if she's still alive.
Right.
So she goes back in time to kill her mother, who turns out to be herself and still survives. And then she marries her uncle. They have kids. They get divorced. The uncle is paying child support. And then she decides to transition into a man. And turns out that was Ryan Reynolds.
But he was also paying child support and murdered himself, who was also
No, Ryan Reynolds
her
wasn't-
mother.
Ryan Reynolds wasn't paying child support. He was collecting the child support.
Who was paying the child support?
The uncle.
No, but the uncle was also paying child support, because at the beginning of
What
the
do you mean
story,
also? I just said the
at
uncle
the
was paying
beginning
child-
of the story, it says
Uh-huh.
that he was paying child
Yeah,
support.
that's the uncle.
They were murdered by the man who was paying her
That
child
happens
support.
later in the movie.
He paid her, but he was also her.
You know what? I'm going to straighten this out right now. The uncle was the guy who was paying the child
Oh,
support.
wow. Oh, just mold the universe to your
Ryan
liking.
Reynolds. This is not lazy writing at all. This is
No.
absolutely driven by the plot and the characters that we've built up over time.
Sure,
here.
Ryan Batman, I feel for him.
The uncle
You
was
know?
paying child support to Ryan Reynolds. Predict. The guy who was giving Ryan Reynolds
The what?
the high
Giving him the
hard
what?
one.
Yeah.
Yep. That was him. He was also, now this is the uncle, he was also in charge of
Oh, no.
security that he had at one point ordered him to stop so that Ryan Reynolds wouldn't have to be handcuffed by SWAT team.
Of course. Because you never want that. That means
No.
something wrong has happened.
No, it's clearly going incorrectly, man.
Right.
Okay, so that means that the uncle who was banging Ryan Reynolds and is now, it wasn't Ryan Reynolds yet, but he's paying him the child support, right?
The uncle's paying Ryan Reynolds the child support because Ryan
But-
Reynolds used to be her.
Used to be her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but now.
But her
the
was
thing
also
is,
him, who was also both of their parents.
Only his parents. It was only his parents. It was only Ryan Reynolds' parents that she was when she went back into
No,
the past.
go up to the top of the story.
I wrote it.
Just go.
All right,
just
here
hear
we
me out
go.
here. Hear me out here.
All right, let's read it and then try to write an ending. You want to do the read?
Yes.
I'll do whatever's in quotes.
All right.
All right.
He was cursed with an ex-wife. I think it might have been because that would have made her worse, or because she was in prison for the rest of her life.
Yup.
I guess her story makes a lot more sense than her. I think we all know her. She was the first person to die in this movie, and she was a kind, caring, loving, kind, and gentle soul who reaped the benefits of that man's hard work. She was still alive at the beginning of the movie. It went
Goddamn
absolutely
right she
perfect.
was.
I remember thinking, who am
Who
I?
am I?
Who is I?
Oh.
Who is that? But she didn't care. I didn't care. She was just going to make the movie. I just thought, what do I have to do with this? And then I paid my child support because what could I do? The federal government makes sure I don't miss a buck. They want their 20%.
Hell yeah, they do.
It makes no difference if you go to school and then you have to pay money back. I think the federal government does a better job of doing nothing than it does of doing something.
See, I like it already.
I was very fortunate to have someone like hers.
Okay, let's stop right there. Now, is the narrator the uncle who's paying the child support to Ryan Reynolds? Because I think so.
I mean, he paid the child support, right? Yeah,
Right.
He's saying he paid the child support.
Yeah, exactly. So the uncle is the narrator.
Right? Okay, all right,
All
okay.
right. All right, let's keep going.
All right. She was her own mother.
She was her own mother.
But no one else knew. I had this experience. I was also my own mother.
Wait a minute. That
Due
means
to a
that
time travel experiment gone wrong.
Oh, shit. So she might not have been her own mother due to time travel. That could have been other factors. It's the uncle who traveled back in time and is also his own mother. They're both their own mothers.
That's what I'm saying. But listen, hold on.
Right.
But I could only imagine the same way we all could feel and experience her. We all knew that she was born the day her parents died.
Right.
You know, I'm sorry for all the times I yanked your ears.
All the times you yanked my ears?
She said, looking in the mirror. It was hard to tell if she was dead or not, since her parents were dead. But there was a big change.
That's right.
Suddenly, she decided she wanted to be a man.
That's right.
So she changes into a man, right?
Yeah,
It's
this
gonna
is
happen,
after
right?
she's already married and divorced the uncle. Each of them are their own mothers, which is probably what they bonded over.
Right.
They got married, had kids, they're already divorced, and then she decides.
So she
to
married
be-
the uncle?
Yeah, before being Ryan Reynolds.
And it's her uncle.
Her mother's brother. Or
Right.
Whatever it was.
So she married her
Her
own
mother-
uncle and then became a man, is what you're saying.
Well, she married her own uncle and then divorced that uncle, and then she became a man.
Right.
Is correct.
Okay.
Alamo says, "Dear Casey," for 100
Dear
bits.
Casey.
The Grand Standard for 89 says, "Happy birthday, Sanu." Sinatra in the chat. What up?
Happy birthday.
All right, let's keep it going.
All right, let's see. Where were we?
She always wanted to be a man.
She always wanted to, but there was a big change. She suddenly decided she wanted to be a man. She had always felt like a man trapped in a woman's body, and now was the time to let her out of the way.
That's right.
She felt like an absolute nightmare. You know, she's oh yeah, you're reading the quotation.
That's
I'm sorry,
all
I
right.
read the other ones earlier
no
too.
Worries.
She said, standing at the front door, it was impossible for her to stand. But when she saw her parents, it was a relief to see that she was not alone, as she saw them as victims, because they were dead, murdered by the man who was paying her child support.
Okay, all right. Now that's another important plot point, that the uncle she married and divorced, who was also his own mother, murdered her parents, which is also
her.
Because she is her own mother, right? And when she saw them, they were already corpses.
So could you say his mother murdered her mother?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
technically.
It's still accurate.
Technically.
All right, let's keep going.
All right. That man, by the way, couldn't stand.
They're both paralyzed.
So she decided to stay away instead of being put behind bars.
Oh, you just got killed.
She said in the back of her mind. She knew she was die first.
That's my fault. That one's on me.
Her mother wanted it that way. No, I think that's good writing.
Yeah.
Which also was her. But there was so much she wanted to do, too. She needed her family to care for her mother, which again was also her.
Yeah, she needed
But
herself.
her parents were dying, as was she, since she dies first in this movie. The federal government said so.
This is the best script I've ever read.
Now that she was dead, he had a few questions. What was his name and date of his death? And what did he make of it? He had a number of friends.
He means
had
Ryan Reynolds, right?
Okay, maybe.
Now that she was dead, he had a few questions. That he is the uncle. What was his name? He means Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
I think.
Maybe. He had a number of friends. He had an aunt. He had a brother, his older sister. Wait, so his brother is also his older sister? Because the way it doesn't say and.
Right, he had a brother, his older sister.
Right.
Like I got a dog, Lucy.
Right,
You know what I
of
mean?
course. There's a lot of people holding down two forts here, man.
This is S-tier writing.
It is. This guy was clearly Italian. And he has multiple illegitimate children with a woman who killed their own mothers, who were also themselves. Someone had to do something. We could do it. What kind of thing was he planning on doing to someone like him? Enter Batman, played by Ryan Reynolds.
Fuck yes, man. She achieved her dream of becoming Ryan Reynolds and playing Batman. That's right.
And he'd be here every weekend on his way to his parents with his parents, who were himself. The woman who wanted to be a man was in fact Ryan the Batman Reynolds, who had been ripping off his mother's son.
His mother's son.
That's
her uncle, right?
Who had been paying Ryan Reynolds child support this whole time.
So everybody finds out. Everybody fucking finds out towards the end. You know what I mean?
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, last paragraph, and then we'll write the end.
Here we go. The uncle was the guy who was paying child support to Ryan Reynolds. The guy who was giving Ryan Reynolds the high hard one.
Yep.
He was also in charge of the security that he had at one point ordered him to stop so that Ryan Reynolds wouldn't have to be handcuffed by the SWAT team.
He didn't want Ryan, who used to be his wife,
right,
to go back to prison.
And mother?
That would be 3 strikes. So the man got the SWAT team, and he went back to the house.
Just going back to the house,
yeah.
You know?
That's where
it all went wrong.
That's where they got him. That's where they got him, dude.
Yep, of course. Every time. Never take him back to the house.
Turns out he should have never paid child support to Ryan Reynolds in the first place. There never even was a kid. We didn't hear about the kid at all in this story.
Mm-hmm.
As the man lay bleeding, pricked. Her sister, and their son, lay screaming in pain and also screaming. And he was in the emergency room like, what the hell?
What
man?
the fuck?
And that's when Ryan Reynolds revealed that he had protected. He had been the only adult to ever take a shower. Period.
Of course. That makes total sense, really, in
Child
the whole grand scheme of things.
doesn't equal bathing. And then fade to black.
Boom.
Bam. And there it is, our first Oscar-worthy treatment.
Well
I will
done,
take this
Whale
script
Gang.
and post it in the Discord. Feel free to grab it for yourselves. We have written this as a team, and you've done a hell of a job at the first Artificial Dinner Theater.